I know, but I can only use that when I actually start doing the... Well, you've got to get him over, Pam. That's all there is to it. I'm going back on. Okay, I'm back on, and hopefully this time I won't fall off. Honestly, the internet, it's like shit. Is anybody joining me? Have you joined me? Are you back on? Are you back on? I'm going to wait for you. I'm going to wait for everybody. I'm going to wait for everyone, and I'm going to keep playing. There. I'm back. I just couldn't. I had to restart. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Really, the internet at the fucking beach. You know, like boo-hoo! So terrible at the fucking beach, you loser. Hello, Frank. Le passus. Right now, yeah. First world problems, people. For fuck's sake. Let's hope it's the same as the other day. Don't worry, it's getting fixed. Motherfucking... Anyway, I'm a late bloomer. We know that. I get better and I get better and get better, and by the time I'm, 85, I should have fucking well maybe cracked a piece of life. I might have figured out what this is all about. Do you ever get that feeling? For those of us who go in the opposite direction, don't trust people who say things like, oh, 16, that was really, I peaked. What? When I was 16, I probably looked really great, but I felt like a clumsy duck. All right? That's all there is to, with a serious power nose. I felt awful. So I'm a late bloomer. So this song is for all us late bloomers who basically, you know how you see people and you think, why have they got it so easy? Nobody gets it easy, by the way. Nobody gets it easy. It just looks like it's easier. But, you know, who knows? Anybody's having to blow to get ahead. Sorry. You know what I'm saying. But it all seems easier for other people. It's the grass is green, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, some people, there's luck. There's being the right place at the right time. It's so much about luck and just absolute aggressive persistence. But the truth is, I am a late bloomer, and I think a lot of us are late bloomers. And what you have to realize is that some of us get up in the morning, we put really lovely silky slippers on. And some of us have to put fucking climbing shoes on to start the climb every day up the mountain in front of us. That is life. That's my road. Is it yours, for fuck's sake? I hope so. Because the truth is, for those of us that do have to do the climbing shoes and the climbing of the mountains, what you end up doing is learning a hell of a lot. You learn what you have to learn. I guess I don't know about reincarnation, all that shit, but damn it, it comes all the way back. You learn, you grow, you become wise. We spend our whole lives trying to get back to who we were as children. But why as children? Lined, crinkly children. And that's why I wrote this song, Climbing Shoes. And it's for all of you and me, the late bloomers, if you are one. There was a young and troubled girl who dreamt of all the things she'd do. When she was grown and put to right, and all her gifts came shining through, and she waited long with bated breath to be discovered like you do. With each frustration, each unhappiness, she just put on her climbing shoes. She watched the others race ahead, the fireworks, the sparks that flew. And every time that the stars aligned, she just put on her climbing shoes. Oh, no. Would you give up all this yearning, learning what it's all about, and speak without experience? Well, would you, could you? you tell me of the latest thing, a shaman in a skin so new. And you ask me why I take so long to make my deepest dreams come true. I tell you, I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what I do. Some people fly straight to the heady heights. Me, I pull on my climb. I climbing shoes. Oh no, no, no. Ooh, oh. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Climbing shoes. I'm still climbing. I'm still climbing. Ooh, oh, oh. I'm still climbing. I'm still climbing. I am indeed. What can I tell you? Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Suflad. Thank you, thank you all. You know, some of these things, thanks, darling. You just wonder why do I struggle so much? Why is the struggle constant? Constant. And it's like, well, that's fucking life, isn't it? That is life. That is. You don't get everything. Most of the time, it's always a struggle to figure out what is the point of it all. The point is to get back to who you were when you came in, but a hell of a lot wiser, before the damage was done, before my damage was done, and I spent the rest of the time trying to figure out what the fuck had happened. It's all about that, isn't it? So, hurrah for the late bloomers, for fuck's sake. Hurrah. And long may you enjoy to the bitter fucking end. Because, you know, I can't be having it with these people who are like, oh, I'm old now, I've got to stop doing these things that I used to. Oh, yes, I've lost, all these young people. Fuck that. It's just like, come on. You got one fucking life. Live it. Live it properly as the person you are. Cut to me tomorrow. I'll probably be sobbing in my own filth about some frustration or other. But honestly, I think this is what it is. And the weird thing about COVID is, for entertainers anyway, something of the pin has been pulled out of the balloon. I don't feel like we're competing so much anymore. Rather, you're not being held up to others, and there isn't this like massive, great sort of like, and it doesn't feel, because we're not all out there doing it. It is a crime, and we're all struggling, and I'm probably doing as well as any person can do, because I have been determined to do this twice a week. Thank you so much for saving my life, you lovely people. But you know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, when you can put the competition away, when you can put it away, even though that's what life is built on, but when you put that killer instinct on ice and stop thinking that this is a competition, because it is really just ego at the end of the day, you can actually then enjoy it all. For fuck's sake. Thank you, Iggy, by the way, who sent me. I'm going to post this. It's a little girl. She's about 2, maybe 18 months, and she's got a bubble maker, and she's going, no, don't go away, Bubbles. Come back, Bubbles, for fuck's sake. 18 months. My job is done. My job is done. I'm so happy. I was so happy when I saw that. So that was climbing shoes. Now, at the same time, like I said last week, or rather on Sunday, and yeah, many of us really are indeed struggling. I agree, Mark. So, especially in here. Yeah. Literally, I'm going to share it with you. It's genius. It's genius. If I can teach one 18-month-old child to say, for fuck's sake, my job is done. Thank you. Thank you, civilization. So, better than what Trump's doing, fuck's sake. Did you hear today? Oh, this is so good. The Woodward book. February, he actually had a conversation with him saying, oh, it's a lot more serious, the COVID. It's so much more serious than the flu. And it really is. This is serious. This is really serious stuff. And I'm not saying, I'm not going to share exactly because I don't want to scare Pete. Yeah, really? Really? You think that's the way to deal with it? Anyway, yeah, let's hope that puts the fucking pin in it. But who knows? So onwards, at this same time, I had another possibility of getting a song into a film. Remember the last time it was Mrs. Harris? Well, this time I got asked to write a song for a film. That doesn't mean it's going in. It just means, right, they got 20 at least writers who are also doing the same thing and doing it on spec. And so it was this film with the fabulous much missed Robin Williams, called August Moon. And we were all going for the end title, for fuck's sake. So I wrote this song, and really, it really also tied into the way that I was feeling when I made this album, because I suddenly started to notice that again, when to not compete or think I was competing with somebody else, I started seeing life around me and appreciating it for what it really was, as in, what a glorious life. I'm an artist. I get to do music. I get to do the thing I was put here to do. I live in a great place. I'm right in front of the fucking sea. How lucky am I? And I had a real appreciation for many of the things that I'd never had in my life, because I was so numb and I was half alive with the depression and everything. And I started waking up. I was like Rip Van Winkle Owen. And then I realized I had this great partner in Harry, who just was the most supportive partner you could ever want in your entire life, the most amazing person. And then I was, surrounded by nature, and at night I would just sit, and this is what inspired me, because for this film, August Moon, and I would look out at the moon over the ocean at night and see the moonlit ocean. There's nothing like it. I mean, Claire de Lune, all these things, it's really a remarkable thing to see, and that's what inspired this next song. My life, the moon, the film. This is You and the Moon. I don't believe I've ever sung this live. Here we go. You and the moon and the music, you've captured my heart. They say that's the way that it happens. It's better to love and lose it. You and the music, it's where I belong. It's life's little joke to make me wake up just to watch you leaving. All I can hope is that one day you'll come home to me. 'Cause you and the moon and the music, it's all that I need. La 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 la. La 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 la. Try to live on, but the song says you're everything that to be. Ooh, you and the moon and the music, you're all that I need. It just takes a moment to know what your life's meant to be. Oh, with you and the moon and the music, you're all that I need. Oh, Sergio, what a nice thing. John, Sue, oh, how lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, never played that live. You are the first people to hear it. You are the first people to hear that song, You and the Moon. Just, and you know, I think that every time. Thank you so much. Of course, they didn't put it in the fucking film. For fuck's sake. They didn't put it in the film. They chose some fantastic thing by somebody really, really famous. There you go. Climbing shoes, climbing shoes. But it didn't matter because I ended up getting that song. And ultimately, there is a certain, you know, you want people to use it. You want people to hear it. Of course you do. But there's such an incredible joy that I try to explain. But when it comes to, thank you so much, everyone. It's when you create something, when you write something like that, when it is straight from your heart, from your experience, it really does mean the world just to have that. So it's so nice to be able, thanks, Chris. It's so nice to be able to revisit that song, seeing as I haven't heard it, haven't played it for so very, very long. So now we get to, let's be honest, you've been waiting for it, haven't you? For fuck's sake. We're getting to the K.D. Lang story. Whoa, here we go. For fuck's sake. K.D. Lang, what can I say? There are no words, except these ones that I'm going to share with you now. So, one of the reasons I didn't feel bad about this song not getting in the film is because at that very time, I'd been asked, would I open for K.D. Lang for some of her California shows, and she was in casinos and theaters and stuff like that. So I got to do a few of those, which was fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And it was one of the great joys. I mean, it's remarkable. I mean, what an amazing thing to get to do, you know. K.D. Lang, for Jesus Christ's sake. And so that was an amazing thing, truly amazing. And then we became friends, and I just loved her, and I'm such a fan. But she's such a great human being. She's such a great fucking person. I adore her, and that's always wonderful when you meet people who you adore as artists, and then it turns out that they're absolutely not full of shit and crap and themselves and all that stuff, but are actually genuinely wonderful human beings, and she is. So I asked her, of course, would she come and sing on one of the songs that I was recording for here. And I will never forget this day. I will never forget this session. Never, never. Hola! I will never forget, because I had just put the percussion down on this track that I'm about to do with the fabulous Lenny Castro, the legendary Lenny Castro, adorable man. I love him so much. And then Katie was coming in, and I was a mess. And I was there with, as I said, this is where John Fishback comes back in. Because John Fishback was one of those great surprises of life where literally, again, it's 6 degrees of separation. John Fishback introduced, as I told you once before, I think on another, for fuck's sake, he introduced James Taylor to Leland Sklar, who he'd just been recording with another band. That's how they met. John Fishback was a very old friend, dear friend of James Taylor. And now, of course, 6 degrees of separation. What do you know? And it's not John that introduced me to Leland. Oh, no, I met Leland years later. This is insane. But as it turns out, what's the album that got me through life when I was a kid and I was struggling and my mother was sick and I was sick and it was all going to hell in a handbasket? That's right, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder, another one of Those people that just make you glad to be alive. Who recorded Songs in the Key of Life with Stevie Wonder? John Fishback. Where did John Fishback live? Unbeknownst to me, New Orleans. How long did it take before I realized it was John Fishback that recorded Songs in the Key of Life when I met John Fishback in New Orleans and what he did? 2 years. 2 years. That's what I'm like. But I think that speaks volumes for me, because I'm not one of those people who are like, what is it you do? Who are you? Why should I know you? Can you do something for me? That's not my thing. That's an LA thing. It's not me. So it took me 2 years, but it's fine, because what happened was he became a friend first and I just adored him. And then the rest of it was just like, you did what? Fuck. So we're there together, ready for KD, and I'm a nervous bloody ninny because I'm just so excited. And let me tell you, she put a choir of KDs down on this song, on this track. And when I say she is the Rolls Royce of singers, I think you all know what I mean. She's the fucking Rolls Royce of singers. What a voice. So to have a heavenly choir of KD Lang. Okay, so goosebumps, hair on back of the neck. I ovulated. So did John. Orgasm. So did John. It was just, there's very little that you can say about this except, for fuck's sake. Ridiculous. And still to this, I was just listening back to it again, and she is the only fucking person who should be allowed to sing Hallelujah. Although I must say Rufus does a pretty damn good one, but she is it. She is the shit. And so I just, honestly, yeah, I've got such a fucking crush on her. It's stupid. Anyway, so here we go. So for this song, it was so right to have this incredibly haunting, heartbreaking sound that can only be a choir of KD Langs. This is the song, Worship. This song is about the man who broke my heart, who almost killed me before I met. He was the man before Harry. He was the run-up to Harry. He was the guy from Texas. I've never been to Texas, remember? Now, he was a commitment phobe, and he had all sorts of problems, and I was a pant load, let's be honest. There's no doubt about it. I wrote this song just a month before recording it because I had only just found out, been told by somebody from London, that he had actually died 18 months earlier, and I didn't know. So it broke a little piece of my heart. Just splintered. Because, those relationships that are sick and wrong and are fucked up and they'll never go anywhere because they're so wrong, they can never be okay, but they're full of fireworks and thrilling excitement and that sense that it's wrong and it's not going anywhere, and that's why you want it so much and you're desperate for it, and it kills you and it's torture, and that's why you want it. Those are the relationships that you remember all of your life. And hearing that he died, a little piece of my heart splintered off. Because I just remembered those few moments before he basically woke up and realized who he really was and who he was in fact with, and how quickly could he leave my flat. So it was really just that moment. It wasn't his fault. It's just who he was, and he was adorable and amazing. But there you go. That's, those are the relationships, the failures, the ones that break your heart, the ones that leave you wanting. Because, if you'd stayed together, it'd been a nightmare, and it'd been over. That'd been it. Fucked up, finished. That's not true. That's not real love, but God, it's fucking exciting. So, and we put them up there and we remember them for our whole lives, the fireworks. And that's why I wrote this song, for him and for all of us who know this feeling. This is worship. I will not try to do a KD choir for you, but you get the point. You'll hear it. You'll hear it on the record. Spotify it immediately, please. Worship. There was someone I loved, made me a fool in that living and dying each and every day. I'm not the same girl I once was, but clearly... Oh, that's nice if I did the right chord. Okay. Let me start this again. Okay, that was so sad. Did you hear that? I'm human. I was giving it some, wasn't I? Let me just check something for a minute. Oh, I got it. Okay, I'm not fucking it up this time. Thank you, here we go. There was someone I loved, made me a fool in that hungry way, living and dying each and every day. I'm not the same girl I once was, but clearly some things remain, and I worship the memories of sweetness and pain, and I worship those days. Our love was a sickness, I know, wanting me only when I'd gone astray, hating me for needing him that way. I couldn't help myself, God knows, but clearly some things remain, and I worship the memories of sweetness and blame, and I worship those days. Those days. Well, I have a good life now. Loving and loved, I live in truth, not lies. But sometimes I see that girl before my eyes. Sometimes I wonder, and I worship. The memory is so hard to forget, and I worship those days. Antonia Segundo. That's Primera, or whatever you want to call it. The Premier, that's number one Segundo. That's Papa Segundo. Hello, Antonio. Thank you so much, Vincent. That is that song breaks my heart. Singing it breaks my heart. It really does. It really does. And it's, but we all know that, don't we? We all know the one that got away, the one that would never be okay, the one that wouldn't be incredible, the one that would end badly, but the one you'll never forget because it did such a fucking number on you, and it was the highest of high and the lowest of lows. So, yes, we worship in our memory those things. And thank God for them, because that's the stuff that life is made of. So, my darling, my darling friends, and audience today, it has been such, oh my God, hey, Pedro Segundo, we've got Segundo Senior and Segundo, you understand? And the beautiful Bellamy, darling. Yes, we all know these things. So anyway, I feel like I've just been hit by a truck. So it's probably time for me to stop now, because it's like, I'm done. I'm spent. I've given, mate. I've just literally, it's all on the floor. I've got to go and clean up. I've just spent it all. It's everywhere. It's time for me to clean the house up after that. I love you guys so much. And do spread the word about September and about that beautiful video that's out with me and Pedro and Leland. It's so wonderful to see the way that magic that's in the studio is here in this house, and that it's just there. I cannot tell you the joy of playing with the guys again. It's really quite something special. There's more coming, because we've been filming a lot, so I'm going to keep it coming, keep it going, and more treats up ahead for you, I promise you. So watch this space. Until then, you know the regime. Masks, 6 foot, wash the handy pandies, do it all, people, because as we know from today, President Trump always knew that it wasn't a hoax, and it was fucking serious, and so much worse than the flu. Thank you very much. So, my loves, and that goes for Bojo too. Same fucking shit. And anywhere you are in the world, look after yourself. There is only one way to deal with this, and that is to be sensible and morally competent. Thank you. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Let me have a quick goodbye. John, darlings. Yes, Taryn. Powell, they all are. Tony, for fuck's sake, one more big for fuck's sake from all of us. Take care of yourselves, dear friends. Look after yourselves. I will see you Sunday for part 3 of Here, the final 4 songs, and they're biggies, so I cannot wait. Love you all. Take care. Mwah! Bye, guys. Coming in. Have a great week. You too.